Next question's from Kyubi. How familiar are you with ECS? It keeps related to totality peg, minimizing cache misses. Do you think some ECS style patterns could be useful for the data model rework? Yeah, I'm quite familiar. For those who don't know, it stands for entity component system, and it's essentially an approach of scripting that can be very high performance. There's actually some parts of Resonite that kind of use that pattern. Actually, the splitting, it kind of uses it uses some similar patterns where the data is sent to Unity in kind of flat buffers, where the buffer is just the chunk of memory that's specifically as track, and it just kind of updates those, and it's very efficient. The trick is with Resonite, with the data model, is the data model is also its own system that's quite unique, and it has certain features and constraints on its own, so we cannot just use straight ECS. It also doesn't work for everything. ECS is great if you have lots of things that are all kind of behaving the same, because you can you can make fill out big buffer with them, and you can just kind of for loop over all of that, have it accelerate, have it vectorize, be super fast. But you don't need to have a lot of the same thing, and there's lots of behaviors that that might depend. There might be a lot of have conditional behaviors, or have just more kind of heterogeneous kind of composition. So what we'll probably end up having is more hybrid system, where some components they register themselves with some sort of ECS system, and handle their updates that way. But the idea of behind the data model rework is actually to use more more kind of ECS patterns to improve performance. So that's actually why we want to do the data model rework in the first place, because we want to move it to those kinds of patterns, and that's one of the reasons why it will help quite a bit performance, because the data will be more tightly packed. It'll help reduce overhead. It'll help reduce cache misses. So yeah, that's one of the big parts of the data model rework. There's also parts where it needs the update system rework for some parts of it. It kind of interacts with each other, because with Resonite you cannot have the update system without the data model. They're very, very tightly coupled, unlike with other game engines, which makes it a little bit harder to do one without the other. But yeah, generally you can expect to see more and more kind of of the ECS patterns in the future.